James Garner and Steve McQueen were two of the most iconic actors of their time, both rugged, charming, and wildly talented. When they starred together in The Great Escape in 1963, fans saw what looked like effortless chemistry on screen. But behind the scenes, things weren't nearly as smooth. For decades, Garner stayed mostly silent about what really went down between them. But later in life, he finally spoke candidly about his experience working with McQueen and what he really thought of the man. Garner revealed that McQueen was extremely competitive, to the point of being difficult to work with. While filming The Great Escape, McQueen was constantly trying to shift the spotlight toward himself. If someone else had a strong moment in a scene, McQueen would sometimes try to upstage them, either by adding flashy movements, pausing for effect, or using props to draw attention. Garner, who believed in professionalism and teamwork, found this behavior irritating. He felt that McQueen was too focused on image and not enough on genuine acting. He also talked about how McQueen seemed obsessed with being perceived as the coolest guy in the room. Garner noted how McQueen would frequently request changes to his role, demanding action scenes or stunts that would make him look tougher or more daring. In fact, some scenes in The Great Escape were rewritten specifically to showcase McQueen's persona, including the now famous motorcycle chase. Garner didn't begrudge McQueen the spotlight, but he felt it came at the expense of others who were trying to simply do their jobs. Despite all that, Garner wasn't bitter. In fact, he later described McQueen as someone who was deeply insecure underneath the surface. He saw through the macho act and recognized that McQueen carried emotional scars from a rough childhood and a difficult upbringing. Garner likened him to a younger brother, restless, impulsive, but ultimately lost. He said McQueen's constant need to prove himself came from a place of pain and self-doubt. Outside of work, their relationship was complicated but not without warmth. They were neighbors in Hollywood for years and occasionally spent time together, though Garner admitted that McQueen's mood could change without warning. One day, he'd be friendly and talkative, the next, he'd be distant and withdrawn. Garner learned to accept that McQueen operated on his own terms, and while they were never best friends, there was mutual respect. In his reflections, Garner didn't shy away from pointing out McQueen's flaws, but he also showed empathy. He admired McQueen's drive, his raw screen presence, and his talent, even if he didn't always agree with his approach. In the end, Garner's words painted a full, complex portrait of Steve McQueen, not just the legend on screen, but the vulnerable man behind the mask.